Hey, hello, let's get started. I don't know why the countdown at the end is just like flashes, so but it kind of looks amazing. I don't know. Like it's funny that it's flashes, kind of like those it's like the bomb ticking or something. So yeah, so I'm actually kind of running out of idea. That's why I borrow the code that's done by Gavin in this like kind of these few episodes of World of WoqlCraft. But hopefully I'll do something new next week. I would actually have a chat with Gavin next week. Yeah, early next week to see if we can do some more NLP stuff and or other more interesting stuff that I could show you. But today we're gonna look at this bank example that is done by Gavin. Like you can see how actually it will work. Using some branching and merging. So this is kind of again, this is kind of a preview for Hub that when it's available, that you could actually see how all this stuff can work, right? So if you have joined our community, you would already see that we now open the beta for the community to use. So yeah, we have already done the invited beta stage that we do have some invited beta tester that help us out to test out this new help and all this new stuff. And now if you join our Discord community, you'll see that Luke just posted a notice that actually people who are interested can also join. Just need to let him know by filling the form and things like that. So then you can also enjoy all these benefits from beta. So in case you don't know, go to our website. You would actually find a link to join our Discord channel. If not, I would just post a link either in the post production here, you'll see it here, or I would put it in the description, so you can join our Discord channel. You can ask us anything. You can join the beta, and sometimes there's swags. I don't know, like it's just very good to join the community there. And yeah, we love hanging out on Discord. So yeah. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to this tutorial. So now you can see that is the tutorial basically just consists of some Python scripts. So here that you can see that yeah, we have a script that is this is the tutorial. So what I'm going to do is similar to what I did last week, right? So I got to create a Jupyter Notebook version of this so you can see how it's working on the go. So I do believe mine is running on 6360, so I may have to change that, but let's create a new Jupyter Notebook first. Okay, so just use the same name as this one. So taking terminus to the bank. Really like this. So I'm gonna use the same name for this just to be consistent. And I am going to first of all do this import thing. So I'll just put all of them into this cell here, and then I will explain. So this is how you import the terminus DB client. In fact, if you pip install it, you don't have to use it. I think there was some like kind of uh, yeah, it's like for because I guess like Gavin, when he write the script, he's using the local version. That's why the path is a little bit complicated, but yeah, it should be fine if you just use this if you install the client. If not, let me know. I would figure out why. Because like today, we have another colleague also having the problem like why this you can't just import it like this. So it may be the path thing that if you install locally, it's not properly installed. But if you pip install it, it should be fine. Okay. Because yeah, we published the will. It's probably like it should be properly a package up. But I think yeah, if you install it locally, so maybe there's some problem with the path or something. Um, so server URL and a user account. This is like the standard. So you need to have a server URL. So I believe mine is running on this, localhost 6360. So let me double check. So, oops, yes, advanced. Just proceed. Yeah, because yeah, it's HTTPS on localhost, so that's why that warning is coming up. But it's nothing too alarming. Actually, you can just install a fake cert to make that happen. But yeah, I mean but well, that's the problem with it can be solved because you can't have a search for localhost, so that's why it's happening. If in the future we have the app that is available, so desktop app available, then you don't have to worry about this. This is only because we are running it on Docker, and yeah, so all these crazy like protocol that is supposed to be using it online, but we use it locally, so that's why it's so strange. But that's fine, we have it running, so that's totally fine. And come back here, and we have a DB ID here, and well, for using it locally, it will always be a mean and root, so you don't have to worry too much about it. I think when you use hub extensively, then maybe things need to be changed, but not right now, so it's fine. Repository, you have the local one, and label is just the name of the repo, so yeah, so it's different from ID. It could be the same if you are not using the spaces. Description, and description, we just like usual will create a client. So remember, we have to put in a server URL for the client. Each client will only connect to one server URL. So for example, you have one that is running locally and one running on the cloud, then you need to have two clients, so you can't mix them up. So also and then you connect to a specific database, you know, put the name and the key to it, so you kind of like logging yourself to this database. Okay, so and then yeah, so sometimes you have to delete your old database if it's already exists, but if not, then we will create this database. So yeah, we can also put that comment in the cell, but I think the thing is that if you already have the database, you just don't need to run this code. You can just connect, because here you should be able to connect to the database that already exists. So without further ado, let's run this two code, and yeah, it's kind of setting things up. So now I have the client is ready. So all this stuff, actually, yeah, I have to really like find a way to suppress it. I think it's because client is returning this as a result, and normally it won't be printed out, but it's just the nature of the Jupyter Notebook, it got printed out. Actually, the easiest way to do it is just to put it in a result, then this one will go away. Okay, so yeah, we just create a database here, and yeah, right. So what's the next step? The next step is that we would create a schema. So this is creating a schema. So I'll just put this in in another cell, so you can see like how it works step by step. So well, we create a document type. There's the bank account, and then is the bank account of people, and yeah, it's just a bank account. And of course, it needs to have the owner. So the property will have a object property that is an owner. Um, oh no, it's not an object property. Sorry, it's a data type property. Just store the so it's a string. So it's just store the name of the owner. So it's kind of like make it easier. So without having another type of object here, because this is just an example. So yeah, the label is owner, and well, account can only belong to one person in this case. Well, you can have joint accounts. So in the real world, maybe you won't have one as the cardinality, but I think in this case, uh, the joint account thing doesn't exist. So it can only belongs to one person. Mm. So what's next is that, of course, the accounts also have a balance, so it's a non-negative integer. You can't have negative. Well, I guess this is this very simple account that doesn't have overdraft, so you can really like take more money out than what you have. So it's never be negative. So it's a non-negative integer. And the label. This is a bit weird. Why the label is owner? The label should be balanced, right? So yeah, I'll just change it here. And then I would just execute this script, so you can see everything is changed together. And yeah, you can wrap it with the WoqL end, but I don't think that's necessary for the new syntax right now. But I'm not so sure, so I'll just leave it be. Yeah, and then like you just execute the whole thing, and then yeah, you can have a commit message that's attached to it. Well, you can skip it, but it would just have a very generic, commit message. That's not very nice. So, yeah, I would highly recommend you write something so you remember what you have done. So I'll just run it. So create a schema again. Like this is if you don't want it to output, you just assign to somewhere. It's just the nature of Jupyter Notebook that will print out the last object automatically. Okay. Right. It doesn't matter. So now let's go to the next step. So oh, that was deliberate. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so that was deliberate that it kind of changed changed the balance, the label. So okay, I will copy it over and I will change it. Actually, I may want to start all over again, but you know what? I won't execute this, but I'll tell you what it does. I'll change this back. We already like do it right at the beginning, so yeah. So what it does is that actually it will delete the quote. So yeah, actually this is a triple for the first three things. Quad just means that it's a triple plus a direction to the graph. Okay, so now we are actually changing the schema in the main branch. So that's why we have a schema main here. And basically we are just finding this mistake before that we kind of label the balance as an owner. So it's a SEM balance, the label of it is owner, that's wrong. So we want to delete that and add the correct one here, okay? So yeah, but like I won't I won't execute this one because basically it won't do anything because it won't found this owner thing, so it doesn't have something to delete. So yeah, well, okay. So the next step actually is, sorry, I keep clicking the wrong thing. It's very annoying. Um, so this is adding the data from the CSV. So we do have a right. So let's copy it over first. Like I actually see it better if it's like here. Um, so well, we don't have a CSV defined here. So what is this is doing is to so it's just adding mic. So it's not from CSV. I think yeah the adding data to the main branch. So the comment here is a bit wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So this is like this. Okay. So what this does is that actually it will just insert one data into the graph, and then you can see that this is a mic that uh, has a is a Mike's account, but I think normally you would have it, like a account number, right? So it should be like 0235 whatever. That should be an account number, but we'll just keep it as Mike for now. And owner is Mike. Um, and the balance. Actually, I want to change it. I want to give this an account number. Yeah. Yeah, I just like put in a random number here. So I think that's more realistic here. And owner is Mike, and balance is 123 pounds, I guess. Yeah, but this is not saying that this is an international account, so it doesn't state like what currency this is in. But usually, yeah, realistically, you of course you would say like what currency this account is in, right? So yeah, this is adding mic, so I'll add mic for now. Okay, so this is done. Again, if you don't want it to show, just put in query here. I just put in query for everything so it doesn't show. I found it a bit annoying last time when I do this, so yeah, let's try to get rid of it. And oops, yeah. So Mike's gonna spend all the money now. Great. Okay, or someone's gonna steal all his money. Right. So yeah, this is the new thing. That's basically what you're doing is well, this is actually very simple. It's just like take these two strings, add the v colon in front of it, and put it in these two variables. Very simple operations, but it's kind of look nicer, make the code, so you can do that. So what this does is that it will use a WoqL and to wrap this up. So we would find Mike first. So we need to. So this is now not Mike, and then it should be the same as this, right? Yeah. Oops. This should be the ID of Mike, and then we will find a balance of it, and then that will be the balance. Okay, and yeah. So and then we want to delete it. Yeah, like okay, SEM balance. So yeah, I know this is finding the balance of it, and okay, so yeah, this is related to this. So yeah, I feel a bit weird of like writing it this way. Like people found it more intuitive. I found it just like maybe because I learned Wacko and like we just use v colon, so this is a bit like difficult for me to comprehend. So what this does is that it will just look up for the balance that Mike has, and then look and then just delete this triple that basically is the reason why we put the balance as variable here, because like I haven't looked into the account yet, right? Even though we just added it there, we haven't looked at. Actually, what we can do is like I would want to make a triple here. So yeah, I'm making my own version of it. I want to have the account. So this should add one more thing here. Account ID here, and this should be okay. So let's look up Mike's account. So here is account ID is the that actually do have the owner, or the property would be yeah, would be Mike. Okay, and then so the account that the owner is Mike, and I can use the account ID here. I don't know the balance, so I would just look it up, and then I would say that okay, give me a match that the ID is. Actually, like I don't think we need the yeah. Well, okay, it's deleting the O balance, so yeah, we have to look it up. So look for the O balance, like what the balance Mike or has at this point. So yeah, and then you kind of delete that triple with that O balance there. We don't like it. And then we would do a we'll do a calculation that basically um, delete all the money. So it's like it's minus 130. So basically, it's taking all the money away from Mike. And then it's the new balance. Actually, it's like minus 7 for Mike. So, but it's kind of be negative. So when we add it back in, I think it just go to 0. Let's have a look and see. So yeah, and then like I also wonder. Okay, yeah. So you have to do the calculation here with this eval. I think also, like I said, I have to start. I actually start developing a new smart query, so maybe I can replace all of these numerical calculation with operators. Um, yeah, because this is a bit difficult to comprehend, right? It's just like, okay, I would just do a minus of like balance minus 130 and assign it to the new balance. Not ideal. I will see what I can do about it in the future. Anyway, we just like add this new triple that now the account that Mike has would have a balance of the new balance, and it should be updated. Otherwise, there's an error. Yeah, so this failed. So yeah, let's. So this is just basically catching the error and printing out a better error. Again, like this is something that I want to do with the smart query to have a better error message maybe. So, oh, there's a failure there. Okay, so maybe I can't do it like that. Yeah, there's a yeah, because Mike now is minus 7. So it needs to be a non-negative integer, so that's why it fails miserably. So let's have a look at what's happening now. Actually, we haven't looked at it, ever. So I think now because the operation is failed, so yeah, you can see that we just add Mike. We haven't deleted the money from him yet. So if you have a look now that Mike is still here, this is Mike's account, and if we look at, can I look at the property of it, please? Well, yeah, this is a bit new, the interface, but yeah, well, if you query now, then you see that Mike still have the money. So what I gotta do now is that yeah, so this will actually take away 101 from Mike instead. So let's do that. Let's do this one. Okay. So yeah, so 130 is too much. Mike doesn't even have that much money. So poor Mike. We'll just take away 110. We'll be very nice to him, So yeah, we have to do the same thing. We have to look up the account ID for Mike because I've changed the account ID of him. So let's do it this way. And let's Yeah, we can reuse the variable, by the way, because this is just a string, so I can reuse it in another query. That's fine. Yeah, it's a bit like difficult to get my head around it because I have to remember it's just a string. It's just a string. So actually, I do prefer the v-colon in this case. Yeah, I have to. But maybe for people who hasn't like wrapped their head around, then it's maybe easier. But I really found it frustrating. So yeah, this account that Mike owned now, the finding the balance and then basically doing the same thing, but instead we just delete the 101 from Mike, and yeah, it does. And I forgot to put the query equals to as well. But this one, the good thing is that oh well, it will still print out the message, so that's fine. Yeah, I'll just put query there just to like not be annoyed. I don't want you to be annoyed, so I'll put it there for you. Okay, so now Mike should have just, I don't know how much, like 13 pounds, I guess. So yeah, maybe we can have a look now. So like, let's see if we have a query to have a look, and oh, it doesn't. So now maybe we can do a query now to see like how much Mike has, right? So let's do a query and have a look at how much Mike does have. So here I want to do this query, and I also want to do a yeah. So I'll just wrap it around with the WoqL n. Actually, like now we should be able to do the plus thing. So let's try that. And dot execute. So I'll just copy this over. This time we don't need a commit message because it's just a query. So there's some like weird white spacing there. Okay, so now maybe I can break the line here. Yeah, I just look for, oh yeah, execute, client, right. Okay, so yeah, you can see that Mike only have 13, 13 pounds in the bank. So yeah, maybe now Mike only has 13 money. Yeah, right. Okay, so poor Mike. Right. So what we gotta do now is like we can make a branch office. Okay, so let's do that. And then okay, so branch. Well, just give a name to a new branch. It's just called branch office. And so yeah, well, we try to create this new branch, but if it does, well, if there's an error, just say that it exists. You can do it this way. So yeah, okay, fine. We just create a new branch, and then now we should check out the new branch, and then we can add Jim in the new branch. So let's do that. Yeah, so we check out this new branch. We just keep the name of it everywhere, and insert Jim like we did before. I think what I like to do is to give Jim another account. Right, so yeah, is it, how many digits did I use? I can't remember. Hello, yeah, 00123 4, so 6 digits. So yeah, okay. Right, so Jim has the account number here like that. I like it to be capitalized, thank you. And yeah, Jim only have age is even worse than Mike. So yeah, well, I will just do a query here again. I don't want it to be printing out for you, so just give it. Or do you want it? I don't know what's your feeling about it. You can print it out if you want. You can print out the query. Um, return to the main branch, and then we want to add Jane there. But like, why this is Jim? Is it like an other error that we want to correct afterwards? That is so strange. I don't think that's Jim. That's super weird. Yeah, I think this is an incomplete script. But what we gotta do now is like we check our main, then we should have Jane, which I would give another, yep, account ID there. So this is Jane instead. So Jane is very rich, 87 in this currency. I think, yeah, it's a lot. So we add Jane there, and yep, again, I forgot to clear. This is super annoying. So right now, if we have a look at the console, yep, so we are in the main branch. So what's happening is that Well, you see that we have add Jane. Well, yeah, this is just like everything that we have done, so ignore it. Is everything that we have done on the main and the branch office branch. Um, so what we gotta do now is like we are on the main branch. The document only has 2 accounts, so this is the Mike and Jane's account. So if we now go to the branch office, you see that it got the uh, James, Mike and Jim. I'm so bad with names. Mike and Jim. Okay, so now we want to maybe merge back merge back Jane into no, Jim into the main branch. So we are now on the main branch. So what we gotta do now is gotta do something similar to what we did last time. So we gotta copy everything over. So and yeah. So let's go to episode 2 before. So let's have a look at what we did. And so yeah, this is how we copy things over. Yeah, we just need to find a note of it, and then we would be you know, using, and then that would be another branch, and then we just copy it over. So what we're gonna do now is that we would yeah, we just copy this and just change that. Okay, so here, right. So note need to be the it should be Jim's account. So what I'm going to do is that so Jim's account is this one, so I just gotta copy this here, and this should be a bank account, and then we have property, that is the owner, and yeah, so we basically just copy this over. Right, we want to find Jim's account, okay, and then yeah, and I think this is one query, is it? Let me have a look to be sure. Yep, so this one, okay. Indentation is a bit weird here, that's why it's not very easy to see. So we copy Jim over, and then we would actually what we could do is that we could have a so we could have actually the account ID here again, and then we could say that it got the owner should be okay. I would have another set of variable here that is the owner and balance. Okay. Did we have that before? I think we had the balance, but we didn't have the. Oh yeah, there's new balance here. So maybe yeah, I just need to have the owner. Okay. So you know what? I would just do it like this. So yeah, I would just put owner here, and this would be balance, and the owner needs to be equals to so this one is a string, and this one is Jim. Okay, and also this is not category. Yeah, the balance, yeah, it's fine. I think that's fine. And then you just find that node that basically have the owner's name is Jim, and we would be using another account, but DBID, they are the same. I think it's just the branch name is different, right? This is now called branch, so let's change it to branch. So this would be the branch office, okay, and then we just add this thing in. So this one would be the account ID and bank account here, and then yeah, this would be exactly the same. So let me just copy it, and here, yep, that should be it. And then add to branch office. Okay, yep, so it's done something. So Oh, delete and insert the 0. Super strange. Let me have a look. Maybe it doesn't work. So let's go to the main branch and have a look. Right, so it's not added yet. So let's have a look at what's going on here. So we have the owner, we have lens here. Yeah, I need to equals to Jim, and then we have. Can I just actually? I'm thinking, can I just have a triple there, so I can find it? Yeah, so it will just find it for me instead. So maybe I can have a triple. That yeah, basically I'm doing the same thing. Oh, but I also want the balance and owner, right? So no, I know the owner. It's just like the owner is equals to Jim, and yeah. So basically, I need to grab this node and put that in. Is it called branch? Is it correct? Oh, I haven't checked out. Sorry, I have made the mistake. So this should be the main branch. Yeah, should be. So I have to check out. Sorry, I have to check out the branch first. So again, this is wrong. Sorry. Yeah, so I have to check out the branch, and then I should merge it to the main branch. That's why I made the mistake there. Okay. So this should be the branch. Okay. So now this, yeah, so I'm grabbing it from the branch, which is the branch office branch, and then I'm adding it to the main branch. Okay. Yeah, it was reversed. That's why it doesn't work. So main is notified. Oh yeah, I have to put it like this. Right. Okay. It still set is 0, so that's very weird. It does find the account ID though. Let's have a look. Let's go to, this is the main branch. Yep, it's not adding in for some reason. And delete and insert is successful though. I just don't know why it doesn't add it to it. The account ID, it can find account ID correctly, and also the balance. It's just that when I do the insert, it's not properly inserting it in. So I'm using this. I am running this query, and yeah, this is a mystery. I don't know why it's not copying it over. Yeah, this is very strange. I'll have to have a deeper look in it, and yeah, but for me it looks like it can found it. It's just that when it does the insert, there's something wrong with it. Maybe all this path is not correct. See repository, account and DB ID. Maybe the name are not correct. Let me have a look. Account, DB ID, repository. They looks okay to me. Yeah. So production is main now. So what was that before? So it was production. What is production before? Let me check. Production. Oh, it's not declared here. Where does it declare? Yeah, it's just called production, so it's just the name of the branch. So yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to add it in there. Yeah, so I think I will just stop here now. Sorry for the short episode again because I was running out of idea. And yeah, so next week I think what I would do is that I will yeah, I will see if I can do more stuff with NLP. I think that's more interesting, and I will let you know how it goes. So I will see you. So on Sunday, I think I may actually try to do some integration test with PyTest. So yeah, so I think I will also like announce it on Twitter when I've decided. But I think yeah, I would go towards doing integration tests for Python, PyTest. So yeah, that's it for me for now. So I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.